The American Sports Network Elite Eight, two at the top, not a surprise. Denver and Duluth. BU number 3 and the Nittany Lions of Penn State all the way up to number 4. BC comes in at number 5. Meanwhile, a new team debuting in our Elite Eight, Harvard at 6. Quinnipiac and Ohio State round out the Elite Eight. And the puck drops here on College Hockey Now alongside former Stony Brook goaltender Brendan Jones. I'm Matt Lincoln. Jonesy, 2 Big Ten teams in our Elite Eight. First off, we'll start with the Buckeyes. Why do they deserve to be there?
They're a good team, man, and they're second in the country in total offense. They're right behind Penn State, that other Big Ten team. This conference is deeper than it usually is. You have Penn State, Minnesota just outside that top 8, Ohio State and Michigan sliding a little bit, but hey, this is a Big Ten and they're serious.
Yeah, let's talk about the Nittany Lions. A huge weekend as they beat up on Michigan 11-2 on aggregate. I don't know how there can be any more doubters anymore.
No, absolutely not. And this is exactly what you wanted to see if you're a Penn State fan. These guys are the real deal. Everybody wanted to know what were the Nittany Lions made of. They were going to find out come conference play. They certainly did. You mentioned it. 5-1, 6-1 were the finals there. People criticize their style of play, but hey, it's working. They shoot the puck more than anybody else in the country. We know they have a great mix of veterans and young guys. Dennis Smirnov, one of the best freshmen in the country. David Goodwin, a senior, real leader for this team. They get scoring from all 4 lines. They're incredibly deep. They have great chemistry throughout. And you know what? They're tough to play against on the back end as well. And they have Peyton Jones in net, who's been playing outstanding.
I'm going to pick just a little bit. I'm going to pick a little bit. Last 10 games, all wins, all coming in Hockey Valley. After the break, they get 2 games in Columbus. So another big test for Penn State. Let's switch gears to talk about one of the biggest games of the season in terms of fanfare this year. World's most famous arena hosted 2 of the best programs in college hockey. And North Dakota faithful went in droves for the inaugural college hockey showdown in the Big Apple, not only to see their team play on the big stage like that, but to play a huge game too against Boston College, made for quite the scene for the Fighting Hawks.
Obviously, being from Grand Forks, North Dakota, we don't see as many people in a year. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it was different, and we got to go see the 9/11 Memorial, and that was really, you know, breathtaking.
When I saw the picture of Times Square today with all our fans packing Times Square, it was pretty sentimental or pretty emotional for our guys. I know they saw that because it was all over Twitter before we came to the rink. And then when we finally came to the rink and you saw the sea of green there, you know, like I said, I think there was a lot of first-year players that didn't really know the impact of our following until we got into this building. And again, that'll sit in the back of their mind.
And on that big stage with that big audience, we saw a little bit of the UND of old, a huge win over BC.
Absolutely, and they struggled against BC in the past, these past few years actually, but they found a way to win in a desperate time. They actually are doing it without their best player, in my mind, Brock Besser. So good for UND. They actually relinquished a lead. That's been their crutch. They've been relinquishing leads. They couldn't really put 60 minutes together, but on Saturday they certainly did. They battled through adversity and really, really wanted this one, not only for themselves, but like we mentioned, for all those fans there. They needed to pick up this W, not only for their own morale, but for everybody that was there.
And under the bright lights of that big stage, it was the supporting cast stepping up for North Dakota. And Coach Barry said that's exactly what his squad needed.
It was great to see a player like Trevor Olson contribute tonight on a goal like that when we needed it. And that's the difference between winning and losing against a good team, is you have to have some scoring by committee. And Trevor did a good job of that.
Feels really good. You know, it's been quite some time. I think probably almost 2 years since I scored my last goal. So, you know, that's not my, you know, role and my goal to score goals every game. But obviously it's nice to get one, especially in a venue like this.
Still just 3 wins in their last 11 games from North Dakota. Western comes into Grand Forks this weekend. Well, we kicked off the show talking about Harvard coming into our Elite Eight for the first time this season at number 6. 2 quality wins for the Crimson this weekend.
Very, very big wins for the Crimson this weekend. They went up to the North Country up there in New York State, and they beat a very good Clarkson team and a very good St. Lawrence team. This is another fast, quick transition Ted Donato coach team. We just needed to see them a little bit more before we could really start talking about them, because the Ivy League starts a little bit later than everybody. They're averaging 4.45 goals per game. They actually have the best power play in the country in terms of percentage conversion rate. They're led by upperclassmen, you know, like Tyler Moy, Alex Kerfoot. They were there last year. They're doing the same thing this year, and they actually have the best freshman defenseman in the country in Adam Fox. Very impressed with this Harvard team early on.
When you go to North Country, come away with 2 wins.
Yeah.
That's a good weekend.
Yeah.
Well, a few eyebrows were raised this weekend with a score in Hamden, Connecticut. Union went into Quinnipiac's house and came away with a win over the Bobcats. Are you buying Union as a dangerous team this year?
I definitely think they're dangerous. Maybe not the best team in the ECAC just yet, but they got outshot in this game, 54-17. You have a kid like Alex Sakharolopoulos in net, made 52 saves. It was a career high, so they did get outplayed. I think they found a way to win, which is great and good for Union. They are showing shades of the 2014 National Championship Union, but they have the best line in college hockey. Mike Vecchione, Sebastian Vidmar, and Spencer Frew already combined for 78 points. So that's just goes to show you this Union team can score some goals.
Well, we are still trying to figure out how good Union is. We know how good Denver is, and they beat Colorado College 2 games in the Gold Pan rivalry. Continue to look impressive. How impressive are they?
Oh, they very, and this is exactly what they needed, especially going into this big 1-2 weekend versus Duluth. They needed to go in with a ton of momentum, and they certainly are. And this is a game or a series that they've just dominated in the past. They don't let CC really take anything from them now. They've swept them multiple times in a row. There's 2 guys on Denver, though, that I want to highlight that don't appear on the score sheet. Logan O'Connor and Evan Jansen are real glue guys for this team. If you watch the Pioneers play, when they are on the ice, they make a difference. They are unbelievable at creating momentum for their team. They are very dynamic guys.
Denver, our number 1 team, takes on our number 2 team in Duluth this weekend right here on our network. Coming up next, Coach Monty breaks down the keys to one of the biggest weekends of the year for his Pioneers. And next we'll talk more about the Big Ten and the free-flying fun offense of Wisconsin. How does it work? Jonesy breaks it down next on College Hockey Now. Wisconsin head coach Tony Granato played hockey at Wisconsin. So did his brother Don, now an associate head coach. So did other brother Rob, cousin Kevin, and sister Cammie probably would have too. The school just didn't have women's hockey when she graduated high school. So this is a hockey family with deep ties to the program. And now on staff, Tony and Don are ushering a new era of free, flying, fun hockey. And it's the subject of this week's Bees Breakdown.
Yes, it certainly is. I actually had an unbelievable conversation with Don Granato the day before this game actually occurred. So here we go. We're going to watch Wisconsin right here. They're very physical on the forecheck. You see right here, he gets in, takes his man, wins the battle along the boards. The puck goes back out top, and this team starts to cycle in the zone. Everybody is moving, all 5 guys, and this is what I love. Here's the cycle. We're going to see Bessie move the puck down the wall, and look where he goes after he gets the puck. He's going to go right to the net. We're going to freeze it right here. Watch everybody in white. Nobody is standing still. The puck goes to the middle of the ice. Bessie goes to the front of the net, and that's where you score goals, Matt, in front of the net. This team, very good at watching what is going on the ice while still moving. This era of Granato hockey, you can see he gets a piece of it right there, is really something to be admired. And then we're going to take a look at UMass. Little different style here. Gain the red line, get the puck in deep, and go to work. Mr. Plevy, look at this forecheck. Once again, I mentioned it earlier. You go to work on the boards down low, go from low to high, get the puck up top and then down towards the half wall we see here. Watch the vision. Watch the vision of Plevy. He sees Jacobellis, who sees Pagozzi back door. He knows Pagozzi's in the corner, but he knows where Pagozzi is going to go. Everybody on Notre Dame gets caught puck watching. Pagozzi watches the play develop, sneaks out from behind the goal line, and buries that one past Cal Peterson. 2 different styles, but love them both.
And UMass may have gone without a win in Northern Ireland playing in the Friendship 4 last month. But what they gained over the weekend in Belfast is an experience they will never forget.
You recording?
Yeah, and that little red light flashes.
Okay, yeah, I think I got it.
You press it.
And these kind people here are going to be your guides to take you to other rooms where you can talk to the people about hockey. I'm sure they have a lot of questions that they'll be able to ask you. And then we're coming back and I think going outside, and it's your turn to show them something, so we'll get a little bit of a hockey demonstration going.
I know.
He's got the lingo. He's got the lingo.
Can I have more glasses?
Score in
Yeah, and then you have to get that into the goals. Right. How often do we think they have to train?
A lot.
A lot. Really practice lots. Everybody say hockey.
Hockey.
Jake.
Getting lit up. He wanted to do it. He volunteered.
Oh! Heads up! Oh!
They got the language and all.
Oh, just struggling, dude. 40 injured. He's gonna go. He's gonna pick the ball up. Unfortunately, Connor Nets is our goalkeeper. You can see all he has is the helmet on. Okay, you'll see the speed this thing goes at, and you expect him to save it. Okay, there you go, Joe. No pressure, Joe. Just penalty. Go for goal. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Oh! Yeah, go ahead. Work away, sir. Oh, you natural. Oh! Is here a score, no?
No.
Shell's got it.
UMass will be playing hockey, not hurling, in their next game, and it's coming against UConn as part of an ASN doubleheader Friday. We'll take a look at the New England matchup coming up, and who has the upper hand as the top teams in the land face off this weekend. We'll delve into Denver Duluth next. You're watching College Hockey Now on ASN. Welcome back to College Hockey Now. Doubleheader coming at you on the ASN airwaves. 6:30 UMass versus UConn, and then, oh, this is quality. 9 o'clock, Minnesota Duluth versus Denver. Check your local listings to find the American Sports Network in your area, or just go to americansportsnet.com. Jonesy, UMass and UConn, two teams trying to crack that top half of Hockey East and coming off some pretty good weekends.
Absolutely. UMass split with Notre Dame, and UConn had a big win over Lowell as well. But this UConn team, led by an elite hockey player in Tage Thompson. I love him. He's a St. Louis Blues draft pick. He's a great mind and has a better shot. But then you look at you got UMass on the other side. Steven Yacobelis is an unbelievable player. He's really gritty, really fast. You know, love everything about him. Super tenacious on the ice. He's very noticeable when he's out there. An unbelievable leader for this UMass team as well.
On Friday night, UMass UConn, the appetizer to the main course on ASN, Minnesota Duluth and Denver. Jonesy, is this dead even, or do you see one team having an advantage?
I just can't even wait for it to start, to be totally honest with you, because you don't know what you're going to get. Both these teams are so consistent, so poised with the puck as well. They don't make mistakes. They manage the puck very, very good, very well. There's just two heavyweights going at it. Denver still getting back to form, but hey, they find ways to win. Duluth hasn't played in a little while, haven't played in 2 weeks, so I'm going to be curious to see if this long rest is a good thing for them or not. If I was Scott Sandelin, I don't know if I'd like it. I'd rather go in with a little bit of momentum, but you have guys like Alex Iafallo and Kyle Osterberg leading the way for you.
The Bulldogs scoring over a goal a game more than the Pioneers, but a little more of an advantage for the Pioneers in the goals against. Everything else is going to be pretty even as the two teams battle on Friday night.
We are now pleased to welcome in Denver University head coach Jim Montgomery. And coach, before we talk about the big one this weekend, congrats on retaining that Gold Pan trophy. 2 good performances over CC. What was your biggest takeaway?
Well, it was good for us to get back to our puck pressure and not giving up odd man rushes and being hard to play against. It's been a staple of our team and our success here in the first half so far, and it was good to get back to it before playing Minnesota Duluth.
Absolutely, but you got back to it without one of your key pieces. No Henrik Borgstrom for those 2 games. He was out with the flu. Any update on his status?
Yeah, well, we thought it was the flu, and now it seems like it's something we're not quite sure. Blood tests haven't come back yet, but he hasn't practiced yet this week. So we're moving forward. Like, we're not going to have Henrik for this weekend either, because it's been 5 or 6 days since he's been on the ice.
Why is he so important to this team, obviously production-wise, but what else does he bring to the Pioneers?
I think he brings swagger to our team. He's so dynamic with the puck that we always feel that anytime he's on the ice, we're one shot away from going ahead, tying up a game, or putting a game away.
Absolutely. Another guy, Troy Terry, he was looked upon to really carry the brunt of the offense with all the early season departures. How good has he been?
He's been fantastic. In these last 4 weeks, he's been really dynamite. He's taken his game to another level. He's been great at both ends of the ice. We use him on every special team situation. We use him up a man at the end of a game and down a man. So he's really come into his own as far as becoming a go-to player for us.
Absolutely. Now, I watch you guys play, and I listen to you sometimes post-game. I feel as though despite being #2 team in the country, there's still more to this team. What's it going to take to get to that next level?
I think this team's very similar to last year's team in the sense that we didn't score a lot in the first half. We've gotten better results, and I think that's due to our veteran D-core and our veteran goaltenders. So we've been able to manage wins despite our lack of offense. But I do see our team getting very dynamic offensively in the second half, very similar to last year.
Now, I want to talk obviously about the big one this weekend. How do you prepare for such an important game this early in the season?
Well, it's a great learning tool for us for the end of the season because this is a team that we're going to have to face at some point if we want to win big trophies like the NCHC regular season title, postseason tournament, and then the NCAA tournament. And what we always focus on is our process and our details that give us success and give us an opportunity to win every night. And this is the first big test that we've had where it's #1, #2, but really most importantly is we're 1 point behind them in the NCHC standings.
Absolutely. Now, what do you expect from the Duluth squad? If you could scout them, how would you scout them?
They're just incredibly deep at every position. They have four lines that can get up and go, and their defensemen are scoring a lot more than they ever have in previous years. So they're really adding another layer of dynamic offense to them. And then you couple that with the team speed they have. You just can't turn the puck over against them, or else there's odd man rushes going the other way with the way they can get up and go.
Absolutely. Well, it's certainly going to be a good one here on ASN. I have another one for you, a little off the grid here. Obviously, last year you had some characters on your team, gabbing with Gabe, name a note. Anybody on this year's team that we should watch out for, maybe who's going to start a nice little talk show of their own?
I don't know if anyone's as colorful as Gabe and his natural talent behind the mic, but Rudy Junda has a lot of character to him. Jared Lukasevich and Emil Romig are other players that really keep our locker room loose. One thing we like to do here is we like to work hard, but we like to have fun together, and it's part of being a great family.
It sure is. All right, Coach, good luck this weekend. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Next, the best of the best. We call them the ASN Top 8. That's after the break on College Hockey Now. Welcome back to College Hockey Now. If you call yourself a hockey fan, and we do, sure, then you need to be able to say you saw these 8 plays. We give them to you every week, the ASN Top 8. What better way to start than with number 8? Penn State, Dennis Smirnov breakaway goal.
Love the little move, fake forehand, go backhand, slip it through the 5-hole, right through the wickets on the Michigan goaltender there. Penn State, 2 huge wins, as we said earlier.
Number 7, UNH Marcus Vela. What's this no look to Liam Blackburn? How does he know he's there?
I have no idea. I guess he has eyes in the back of his head, and that's why some of these hockey players are just Division I athletes, because they have eyes in the back of their head. Bad angle shot, too.
Oh, it's a pretty play by UNH. Number 6, Michigan Tech, Angus Redmond, stonewalling net.
Angus, where's the beef? Redmond, let's see it one more time. Point blank.
Right back in your face.
Got him.
Number 5, UMass, tic-tac-toe, Joe Plevy to Jacobellis to Pigozzi, the back door.
We broke it down. We just wanted to see it one more time in full speed. Love the quick movement by UMass. You see this team really starting to come together, maybe towards the second half of this year, make a little bit of a push.
And Notre Dame just hanging out. Number 4, Lake State, Gage Torrell, bats one out of midair.
If the hockey career doesn't work out, son, why not try baseball? Hey, love the hand-eye coordination here, and then, you know, the ability to put it in the back of the net. Hey, good for you, man. A lot of skill there.
When do they get lights in that arena?
A little dark.
Okay. Number 3, UNO Austin Ortega to Timo Pulkkinen.
1, 2, backhand. Oh, wow. That's an unbelievable goal right there. Hey, he had Berry going one way. He goes the other way. Pulkkinen, very good player for this Omaha squad. And kid knows how to bury the biscuit.
Looks like he's coming in full speed, too. Number 2, Minnesota State, Brad McClure to Mark Michaelis between the legs.
This is something you do in practice, just like messing around towards the end of practice. But, hey, you know, when it happens in a game, it becomes instinct. And I mean, the ability to just lift that one, too.
Yeah, go
good
top
for him.
Shelf. How is that not number 1? Because this is number one, Stephen Yakabelis. If you haven't seen this play on Twitter, on the internet, so far it is incredible.
The silky mitts, too. I love how he catches it all in one motion, puts it down, whoop, toe drag to his backhand. Cal Peterson's a good goaltender, too. That one just trickles across the goal line. This is the view I really like. Watch as he catches it. Woo, right hand, all in one motion, down, toe drag. Don't leave your feet. You did anyway. And then, boom, goes in the back of the net.
String. Okay, I take it back. Worthy of number one. Finally, 21 active NCAA hockey players are going to stay busy this break because they're headed to the WJCs, the World Junior Championships. Head coach Bob Motzko, of course, great coach. St. Cloud State said success everywhere he's been, and he has left his fingerprint on this team, picking this many college kids.
He certainly has, and this is unbelievable. 22 of 27 are current or former NCAA players. You love to see that. You look up and down this roster, though. These kids are so skilled. They're so fast. This is a Bob Motzko roster. You know, he's a coach that is going to get up and down the ice, play fast, play in transition, and then you watch the names or see the names on the roster, and you just say, hey, these kids fit the mold perfectly. Team USA looking for big things over the break.
And a lot of big terrier also leading with 7 BU players on that team. All right, it's going to do it for us. Remember, for more college hockey news, make sure you visit AmericanSportsNet.com. Good show.
Hey, yeah, we did our thing.
Not bad. All right. For Brendan Jones, I'm Matt Lincoln. We'll see you back here next week on College Hockey Now on the American Sports Network.